taught about before his death in 1564. Any questions? Yes.
Wah 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 wah. 1564.
Okay, ready.
So, Pete, I didn't really get any of that John Calvin stuff Mr. Hugon was talking about. How about you? Yeah, I think I feel the same way, too. It's just, I hope I have, like, an epiphany before this next test or something. You're right, we should be going. Oh my goodness, where am I?
John Calvin, at 14 years old, was forced to study law by his father.
Whoa! Get up, it's time to go to Paris. You gotta go to college. Oh, you gotta go to France. You gotta go study law. Go study law and become someone famous.
What's going on?
Go do something.
What's happening to me? How did this happen? And why am I going to France? I guess I'll just have to go with it. This has to be a dream.
Je ne t'aime pas.
What? Needless to say, John Calvin was not well liked in France.
Coming. Hello.
That's it for John Calvin.
Oh, thank you. My father died.
Yes, my father died. Yes, now I can do whatever I want. Yes.
Because of Calvin's new studies and beliefs, he was run out of Paris. After John Calvin flees Paris, he claims God reveals the true faith to him, leading him to famously state
God has subdued my soul to docility by a sudden conversion.
Come in. John Calvin, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, Farrell. I need a place to stay for the night. I kinda got chased out of Paris.
Well, John, there's a lot of things I need help with here in Geneva. We could use your help.
Well, I only really need to stay for one night. I was heading to Strasbourg. It's a refuge for reformers.
John, God will curse your soul if you do not help the church. You will get your comeuppance.
I guess I could stay and help the church.
Good, it is settled then. We will both help the church together.
And for his own glory and the display of his attributes of mercy and justice, a part of the human race without any merit of their own, to eternal salvation, and another part in just punishment to their sin, to eternal damnation. When God has once received us into his family, not only to have us as servants, but to maintain us at the status of his children, as so as to perform all that is befitting to a good father who takes care of his posterity. Thenceforward, he takes charge of us, sustains us and feeds us for the whole of our life. But further, not content with this, has given us a pledge to certify this liberality towards us, which continues forever. And that is why he has given us to the church, and by his Son's own hand, the second sacrament, namely the spiritual banquet, by which Jesus Christ testifies us that he is the life-giving bread by which our souls are nourished and fed for an immortality of blessingness. Now concerning this truth, when I want familiarly to show what it is, I say that there are 3 points to be considered in this sacrament, besides the outward sign, which are not present in this question, namely, the signification, then the matter or the substance, and thirdly, the virtue or the effect which proceeds from one to the other. Baptism is the mark of our Christianity, and the sign with which we are received into the company of the church, so that, being incorporated in the church, we may be reputed of the number of the children of God. But it was given us by God primarily to strengthen our faith in him. Secondly, to serve as our confession before men, which, as I have already said, is common to all the sacraments. We will deal with these 2 ends and causes of its institution in due order. As for the first, baptism brings 3 things into our faith, and with each of these 2, we shall have to treat separately. Indeed, the sacrament of penance, increased doubt, and guilt, in proportion to the seriousness of the individual.
John Calvin spent several years in Geneva preaching. However,
Farrell! I can't believe we got kicked out of Geneva. We were only trying to help.
John Calvin!
Oh no, I think they're coming. We gotta go.
he and Farrell were eventually asked to leave because of his theological teachings.
That's it for John Calvin.
Thank you.
John Calvin, the officials of Geneva humbly request your return to the city. We realize our fault in banishing you. Henceforth, your return to the church would be greatly appreciated. Signed, the Council of Geneva.
Dear Council, rather would I submit to death 100 times than to cross on which I to perish daily 1,000 times over. However, I'll return because it is what the Lord wants me to do. Sincerely, John Calvin.
You have been condemned, and this is the punishment for your heresies, Michael Servetus. You have been condemned on 2 accounts of heresy: anti-infant baptism and the rejection of the Trinity. God has spoken, and it is clear that his laws were not followed.
by the time of his death in 1564, John Calvin reformed the Protestant Church in Geneva, France, and until he took his final breath, preached to the world his beliefs.
Oh, where am I? What? What? Was that just a dream? I'm glad it's over. Mom!